Hello, good morning. Welcome back again. So, welcome to Aspire Education and myself, Dr. Ankur. And today we have got Dr. Engie with us. She is the admin of Egyptian Clabber Group, and she's running this group from many years. She's working in York Teaching Hospital. She's there for last around 6 months, and she's in the VAST program. So today she will be discussing things about the Egyptian clabbers and what we can do pre-graduation and what are the things can be done post-graduation as well. Because many candidates, when they come to the UK, they struggle in a few things. So she'll explain the things. So we hope it will be helpful. So Dr. Engie.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Engie. So yeah, you can continue. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, just thank you for offering me this opportunity. I'm just hearing my voice. I'm not sure if it is if someone is raising the voice on the other side or.
No, I think it's fine, Dr. Engie. I think it's fine. No, we can continue. There's no problem, I guess.
Okay, it's just distracting me. So anyway.
Okay, I'll see the setting. Just give me a sec.
Okay.
All right. Just check now if it is okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, that's much better.
All right. Perfect.
Well, okay. So in the beginning, just thanking you for asking me to do this, and I hope I could be of any benefit for anyone today. So in the beginning, I'm gonna just give a brief about my background and how things went with me. Then after that, we can give some hints or advice for people before getting graduated, how they can help themselves to make the road smoother later on, and yeah, then we'll carry on.
Right.
Okay?
Yes, Dr. Engie, as you're right. So in this session, what we'll be doing, we'll be discussing a bit about the journey of EG Plabbers and Dr. Engie, and then she'll be discussing a bit of things that you can do when you are in the pre-graduation, meaning when you are waiting for your training post. So what are the things you can do that time? And once you are in the training, what are the things that you can do that will be helpful, and how? The main thing is how the social media support, for example, for Egyptian doctors, how EG Plabber groups has helped and how they can help in future as well. So these are the basic topics we are going to discuss in this small session. And our users, you might be having some questions, so just put it on the Facebook. So we'll be able to take those questions as well, and Dr. Engie will be answering those questions maybe somewhere in the middle or at the end of the session.
Okay, so well, in the beginning, I've just started looking for some postgraduate certification or something to do abroad outside of Egypt, and this started like 10 years ago when I finished my my university. It was in 2009 or 2010, something like that. And in that time, it was very unclear for most of the Egyptian about the pathways for different pathways, like the USMLE and the PLAB and the memberships. It was something very rare to know and very hard to get to know. The steps and how to study and the like the requirements that is needed to be eligible to pass such exams. Anyway, I've tried to sit for the IELTS like a couple of times, like 5 or 6 times, something like that, and I got disappointed a lot in between. And I've gave up on many occasions, and I stopped trying on many occasions, and that's why it has been delayed a lot until I came now and started the job now. So it was like 10 years time. So it's quite a lot of time to fulfill your goal, especially when it is very clear to yourself. I mean, when you're not hesitant about your goal, but to reach after 10 years time. So it's quite a long time. So I hope people try to learn from this and not to get disappointed at any point.
Right, right.
So later on, when I started to work on the PLAB, it was very vague, as I told you, and the only source of information at that time in Egypt, I don't know about other countries, but in Egypt, the only source that I could find at that time, it was just the forums. There was something called the forums, where people can, like a platform, people can log on and ask questions, and other people can help. To be honest, there was one forum called RXPG. I think it's Indian forum, which was made by Indian people, and it was very helpful actually. But it was from their own view. It couldn't help us like Egyptians, because we have other perspectives that couldn't help us much. So it was like I was like we have like 5 or 4 other colleagues of mine, and we decided to make like why don't we have a platform? And in that time we had the Facebook, which was if you have any information, if you can go through the slides, the Facebook has just started in 2004, and it becomes public, I think, and many well known to many people in about 2008, something like that. So it was new, and we thought about doing a group, just a study group, closed for just 5 of us, to help each other and to study together and try to gather the information that we could need. But after that, a lot of people joined the group, and actually a lot of people succeeded with the IELTS and the PLAB, and they traveled after that, and sharing the material and information within the group was very, very helpful. And sustaining the goal and sustaining what you are after about was Egypt Blabbers made a very big role in such an issue.
Right. I mean, Dr. Engie, sorry to interrupt you. Like, yes, I mean, this Egypt Labor Group has done a lot of things. I mean, now we are in 2020. So as you mentioned here, like the group was made somewhere in 2009. So it's been like more than a decade that this group is there and helping the candidates in this lab and other things like IELTS, as you have mentioned. I've seen like many like successful stories as well on Facebook on Egypt Labor Group, like how this group has helped specifically like Egyptian doctors when they want to come to the UK.
Yeah, that's correct. It's full of success stories, and it's full of people that are so eager to help others, and it's full of inspiring stories. You know, my experience is not that fruitful, but other people have a very fruitful experiences, and they have shared it on that group, and they help a lot of people. So yeah, I believe in teamwork, and I believe that you cannot achieve anything on your own. You need a lot of support. So and one of these critical supporters is just being in just helping each other. That this could help you to go faster.
Right. That's absolutely right. This Egypt Labor Group, and also like you know what I would say, like because of this group only, it was also possible for us also to do the courses in your country. We went to Egypt 3 times actually. First of all, like, what a nice country, fantastic. I mean, we were there in Cairo, so we really enjoyed. I mean, the staying there in Cairo, and the hospitality and everything was really good. And the main thing why I'm mentioning it, because the EG Plabber group, they helped us. I mean, this group helped us in making it possible so that the news that we are doing the course maybe in Egypt. So it was circulated by the group. So it was really, really helpful, and so kind of you that you were able to like post this on your group, and the things came to the public, and they were able to join, and everything was nice.
Yeah, honestly, when I started to do the PLAB, it was so very difficult for me to know about other academies or different academies and the difference between them, and what could be the best for me. So that's what I thought about it at that time, that we need to know more about different academies, and it's not that kind of advertising, rather than like information and clarity for everyone, and people can choose. So that's what we thought about it at that time. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
it was
really
like
nice.
it was a win-win situation. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to like from this group, we have gained everything, like we have knowledge, the leadership skills, the quality improvement. So our main topic is today like the pre-graduation, like what are the things we can be like which can be helpful, and this post-graduation, like the clinical attachment, the profile, the job hunting, the job interview, teaching, CPD points. Because now what is happening? We also come across lots of candidates, those who have passed club 2, but they are not able to secure a job because of this COVID issues. So they were asking like when they are in their country, so can they do something which will be helpful when they will be coming to the UK?
Well, yeah, I usually divide this into 2 stages, like pre-graduation and post-graduation, because a lot of people just in the middle of the medical school asking me what can I do to help myself and get developed. So the main 2 issues is to work before graduation. I mean, is to work on your language. You have to make your language perfect. Because it's quite good challenge to pass the OET or the IELTS. It's quite challengeable, so you need to get yourself ready for that. Also, when you start to study, or when you study for the medical school, you need to study with an English mind. You need to make your thinking about whatever the diseases or whatever, just in a British mind. That's very important to pass the exams easily. And after graduation, there are a lot of things actually you can do after passing PLAB. I mean, the first important thing is to have courses, and the most important course that you need, it's now almost a must to apply for a job. It's the ALS and the TLS. These are 2 very important courses. So if you are after a medical job, for example, so you need the ALS. If it is a surgical post, so you need TLS.
Yeah.
These courses becomes very a must now.
Right. So Dr. Engie, just one thing, like BLS, I guess it's mandatory before you, I mean, secure any job. But what do you think about the ALS? So do you think like it is also like mandatory before they enter into any job, or once they are in the job, they can do that time?
Well, it depends. Sometimes people are lucky enough to find a job without fulfilling the ALS, but not always. So it's usually a mandatory issue. Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, because most of us, I don't know about other countries, but most of the Egyptian get graduated and their CV is almost empty. So it cannot be empty from the ALS, I mean. So you need to fulfill it as soon as possible after you finish your medical school, and maybe before or right after PLAB.
Right.
Then the second important thing
is clinical attachment.
Yeah, clinical attachment. It's very important now, because first you can benefit from the clinical attachment on various ways. The first thing is getting to know the NHS system and how it works, and how people think, and by that way you can get to know how the HR employees think about when they have a look on your profile. So you can write it in a way that they can say, yeah, this could be a candidate. And the clinical attachment facilitates this issue a lot. I will explain more when I'm gonna talk about the profile.
Okay. And also, Dr. Engie, so what do you think, like how difficult it is to get clinical attachment, or how easy it is?
To be honest, if you're not in UK, it's quite difficult. So you need connections.
Right.
You need someone is already working in UK, so he can help you with connections. Because you need to know a specific consultant who is responsible for the clinical attachment. Every trust, I think there is a consultant or two that are responsible for the clinical attachment and its process. So you need to get to know this consultant, and you need to contact him personally and arrange and sort things out with him. So the first thing you need is connections.
And I think if you have done the clinical attachment, it helps a lot also in securing a job as well, because you may get the job there itself.
Yeah, of course, and it can facilitate for you the connections inside the trust, so people can know you better, and
right.
if there's an opportunity, they can offer it to you. Also, it will help you a lot when you come to apply for a job. If the clinical attachment, if you can do it as an honorary contract, that helps you a lot, because it's considered, it could be considered as a job, but unpaid.
Right.
If you get my point. So whenever, because the HR people, those people are the first people who look at the profile and choose from the candidates, not the consultants. So whenever they found this honorary contract in your profile, it catches their eye, and they can choose you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, before your application will reach to the consultant or the person who's going to take the interview, the HR, they have to select from the number of applications. So that is really, really good. And what else can be done, Dr. Engie, to work on our profile? Any other stuff that we can do for the profile?
Yeah, they also look at some other things. The teaching. It's very critical to have a teaching experience. It's very, very important actually to have a teaching experience. I don't think they value the candidate without it, but but in the past it wasn't a matter. But now I think it's one of the mandatory requirements as well. But it's not clear for, I mean, they are not clarifying this, but this is what they are after.
Yeah, that's right. Like, yeah, teaching is also like one of the most important thing. And you know, like we also get many candidates asking like about the teaching certificates, and also like just for the candidates, if you want teaching certificate, you can teach with us and just help us out, and then we will be able to provide you with the teaching certificates as well. We have done it for many candidates, and we can do it. And as Dr. Engie mentioned, like, yes, the teaching is one of the most important things, even in getting the jobs and even later on in getting the training posts as well.
Oh, yeah, this thing will really help myself. Actually, personally, it will really help me, and I need myself. Although I started working here, but I really need to do some teaching. yeah, it's one of the pillars of your CV.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right,
Also,
right. One of the main pillars is teaching as well. Right. And Dr. Engie, your experience in job hunting and all, because nowadays what we are hearing that there are no jobs, this and that. What do you think about it? What is the situation in your hospital? Do you have so many doctors, or is still lacking in your hospital as well?
no, to to be honest, it's quite difficult to tell because they are still in shortage.
Hmm.
But in the same time, I cannot find so many jobs on the NHS website, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they have their own plans. But honestly, a lot of people actually are applying for jobs now. So still the competition is high, and
Mm-hmm.
they're choosing now. In the past, they were not choosing. I mean, not like now. So now they have like hundreds of candidates applying for the same job.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes quite competitive.
Right.
So you need to write your profile in a very good way. You
Yes. Yes.
just uh, just write it as if they are going to take you with,
Mm-hmm.
without any thoughts before. So
Yeah, yeah. It's also depend. I think which department you are applying for. So you need to edit your profile accordingly. If you're applying for A&E, applying for the gynae, applying for pediatrics, I think you need to put the stuff accordingly. Then I think it will be more useful even when you're applying for any job.
yeah, this could be useful. And something else I've learned when I try to apply for a job, because I've tried to apply for so many jobs, but I couldn't succeed at any. Just when I changed the way I was writing, the way I've written my profile, just at that time I got like 2 jobs. So. Um, when you come
Mm-hmm.
to write your profile, you need to write it in a way that they can understand, and you need to mention some expressions that is well known for them. So, for example, you need to mention like the expression of war rounds, because in some countries people are not doing proper word rounds,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't care about mentioning it. For example,
Mm-hmm.
that's just an example. So you need to mention this expression. For example, you need to mention the core procedures that you have done. The core procedures are the basic procedures that every medical school, every medical student, should have learned during the medical school. So you need to mention something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you need to talk about reflections, and you need to learn how to do a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And a reflection is something new for the NHS system. It's not something well known for them. It's just new, like the previous or a couple of years. So you need to learn how to make a reflection and how to mention them in your profile as well.
Right, right, right. And as she mentioned, whenever we are in our country, we do a lot of things as like ward rounds. Even if you have done any poster presentation, any audit, any thesis, any dissertation, any presentation, if you have got any publication on your name, so try to put it in your CV. That is definitely going to help you when you're applying for the jobs. We sometimes don't take these things seriously, and actually, many candidates then they might. Struggle in securing the job. But if you take these things very seriously, I mean, put everything in our CV, then I don't think so. You will be having much problem. All these things are very important: audit, thesis, dissertation, poster presentation, whatever you have, just put it in your file and make it a very nice CV.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And what about CPD points, Dr. Engie? How the CPD points can help the candidates? I mean,
Yeah, well, CPD points are very important because they are mandatory. It's like a mandatory requirement from the foundation doctors. I think it's wise to have when you take courses, just try to take the courses with that offers you CPD points. Also, these CPD points are counted into your profile if you want to apply for a training job. So you have a minimum amount of CPDs that you should have before applying for a training job.
Right.
So if you're going to take a course, just make it counted.
Right. And one thing, Dr. Engie, so let's talk a bit about the Egyptian doctors. So Egyptian doctors, when they want to come to the UK, what do you think the main struggle for them? I mean, do you think it's a medical knowledge or maybe the language? I think medical knowledge, they are very, very good. I've been there 3 times and we have got many candidates. So I think they're very good in medical knowledge. What do you think about the language? Do you think it's a barrier
Yeah.
for them?
Yeah, that's why I always advise anyone, like a medical student, before coming to work, a lot on his language, because yeah, Egyptian doctors are well known for their solid knowledge
Medical
and
skills.
solid
Yeah.
experience. Yeah, medical experience. I mean, but the language, it could be a very big barrier for them. To pass the PLAB exam. I know myself a lot of people that couldn't pass just because of their language and their communication skills. So yeah, working on the language is a must. And you know, after passing IELTS and or people passing OET, we find it difficult here to communicate in the beginning in the hospital, because still you're not practicing English every day, and you're not hearing this kind of English every day. It's
Right.
quite difficult, and the British accent is quite difficult. So yeah, you need to work on this aspect hardly.
Right. Yeah, even like this, as you mentioned about the British accent, I mean, it keeps on changing. If you're going from one area to other, and you will see like a different accent. In our country, no, I mean, we are good in English. It's not like, but the thing is, when you don't communicate on a daily basis in English, then it won't be that good. So even you have done the IELTS, OET, but you are still working in your country, the English language will not be that good. But once you come here, and then you start communicating in English wherever you go, you are just doing in English, so things will be much better, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's good.
Right. Dr. Engie, so any questions anyone we have got, we will take.
I just have something else I want to not to forget to talk about. Just when you are lucky and have a job interview and or something, or even when you are writing your CV or profile, you need to show your what can I say? I mean, you need to show that you're not just looking for any job. You need to show that you know your target, and that you are interested in a specific specialty, and that and maybe if you can show signs of attachment to the area that you are applying for example, if you are saying that no, I'm interested in that job because of the city, I'm interested to live in that city, or I have my family in that city, or that can be a good point, and because they need doctors to stay with them. They don't just need doctors to come and offer them the job and work for like a month or two and then leave.
Yeah.
So this is one of the very important points that I've realized when I've seen my friends and colleagues. So yeah.
Right. I mean, that is true. So because they are training you, they are teaching you the stuff, and they definitely want you to stay longer in that trust. So if you're learning things and after a month or two, you're just going, it's not good for you and plus it's definitely not good for them as well, because they
Yeah,
have taught you everything and then you are leaving. So yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't
and
make
they are
much.
looking for it actually nowadays. When people apply, they are looking for something like this in the candidates.
Right. That is true. Mm-hmm. So, Dr. Engie, how many candidates are there at the moment in the EG Plabber groups at the moment?
Oh, we have reached 17,000 now. So
Right, congratulations for that. And actually, I saw this logo as well. I think you mentioned somewhere that somebody has designed this logo. This
yeah.
looks really good. I mean,
Oh,
so
thank you. Yeah, it wasn't actually. It was a present from my sister, so she just offered me this. She knows how much I like this group, so she
right.
offered this to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because it shows like the word E is holding G. I mean, just helping each other. So it shows like a good message. I mean, with this logo, a deep
Yeah,
message
that's
is there
correct.
actually.
That's the E, holding each other, people trying to help each other, and the Y is like the stethoscope. So yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's good. Right. That's good. Yeah. So I mean, the main aim of the I mean today's talk was like in general about Plab and mainly about the Egypt Plabbers as well. I mean, how this group has helped and how we can also help. As we have mentioned, like we have done many courses in Egypt and we keep on doing more as well. And definitely, we are always having the support from EG Plabbers and Dr. Engie whenever we want to do anything. So thank you so much, Dr. Engie, for all the support and things.
Thank you for you. You have supported us as well with the free sessions and the free courses. That really helped us and that really supported us. So yeah, thanks for you as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, we keep on doing small courses, and whenever like we want to post anything in the group, you always like welcome us, and definitely it helps all the candidates, all the plabbers, especially Egyptian plabber, if we are able to post in this group. So everything is wonderful. So just before we sign off, so how's your job going on, Angie? I mean, in general, going well? Enjoying your jobs?
Yeah, really, I enjoy it much now, and especially the COVID, the COVID stage was quite tough, but it was quite enjoyable. Yeah, because we had
Right.
to work all over the hospital and on the many different departments, so it
Mhm.
was a very fruitful experience actually. So,
Right.
yeah.
So I think this VAST training, it's for 1 year and you are done roughly half of the training you have done now.
Yeah, that's correct. The West Year is just a training program for immigrants to help them to get into the system. But it's just for 1 year, so there's no guarantee to find a job after that. But it's quite good actually, because still you are supported from the deanery. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think like if you are in the training post, you get a lot of support from them, isn't it?
Yeah, but we cannot say that the West is a training is a training by definition. But anyway, yeah, of course, if you're in a training program, you're quite supported than a service one. But at the end of the day, both of you, it depends on your hard work and your motivation to learn. If you are motivated to learn, you will learn a lot. But if you're not well motivated, it will end up useless. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it was actually a very good session. Anything else you would like to say to especially to the Egyptian plabbers? I mean, what are your future plans to go ahead with this group? Anything special for the group and something you want to say?
Well, we were just thinking about how to improve the group and how to help more people, because I know the group is the language, the spoken language of the group is Arabic, and this way we helped a lot each other. So we was thinking about helping people all over the world, like from other countries and from different cultures. So we were thinking about making like a page with English spoken language to help everyone, because the group is full of very good experiences actually that everyone can benefit from, not only the Egyptians.
Right.
So I was thinking about something like that, and we are happy to help anyone if any other country, or like the Asians, or people from Pakistan, because I know Pakistan has a Pakistani language, for example, Indian language. So people can do like group for themselves with their own spoken language to help each other, and
Right.
it will be better actually from just English, because when you speak your own language, you can understand better. So yeah, I think we are happy to help anyone who needs any help or any advice.
Yeah, actually, I think you brought up this very important point. You know, when somebody, for example, they want to start their PLAB journey and they have to start with IELTS and OET, and mostly candidates, they might not be having that good command over English. So they might be hesitating in asking question in the group and all. But if, for example, your group is doing a lot of things in Arabic, so they'll be very much comfortable in asking things.
Yeah, that's correct. And we are not just sharing experiences. Sometimes just people get into the group and share just like an inspiration or motivational talks. So that really helps, because a lot of the plabbers now are passing through difficult times because of the cancelled exams. So they really need support. So when it's someone is speaking your own language, you become more comfortable and more persuaded. So yeah, I really encourage if people can do like groups for their own selves to help each other, and we are happy to help.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, this is something like great point. I never thought, I mean, in this way, the way you just explained. I mean, when somebody wants to start their journey, they're definitely not that good in English, but definitely they want to have something in their own language. So yeah, I mean, this is something very important point you brought up. And yeah, but one thing, would you like to say something to Egyptian blabbers specifically in Arabic now?
In Arabic.
Yeah, maybe you allow me to.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, the one thing, like, as she mentioned, like, a lot of exams have been cancelled and candidates might not be feeling to the point. They might be thinking, okay, PLAB may not be the future, or it may be the future. But the thing is, see, if you are in your country and waiting to give PLAB, don't sit doing nothing. Take a job, and in the job, whatever you can do it. I mean, if you can learn any new procedures, if you can do any audits, any presentation, publication, keep on doing that. Is going to help you a lot when you will be coming here. So don't sit.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, of course, that's 100% correct.
Yeah, because many people, they are like, okay, I have got this aim, I have to do PLAB, and now PLAB is not there, so I'll just wait for it. Don't wait. I mean, just do something, and PLAB will be there. And now I think things have started again. PLAB 2 is also started. PLAB 1 is already going on. So hopefully the situation will be absolutely normal. I mean, in next couple of months.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I always advise them that you can never know when will you reach. Just work. Yeah, just work on yourself and be ready for the proper chance. So because you can never know when is your time. You can never know about it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So you should be ready. So when the opportunity will come, you should be ready to grab those opportunities. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, just work hard and just stay safe. That's the main thing. And if you need any help from us, we are there. And if you need any help from Egyptian Flowers Group, so they are also ready to help anyone in any regard and related to PLAB specifically. Right. So, I mean, this main thing, one thing like training experience, if anybody, I mean, teaching experience, sorry. So if anybody needs something like that, so you can teach with us. Teach with us, and you will be getting a certificate from our side. So we'll be more than happy to do that as well.
Right. That's very good. Yeah.
Anything else, Dr. Engie, before we sign off?
No, any questions? I just hope to be that was any benefits for anyone today. And some people talking randomly. I was just talking from my mind. Sorry for not being organized or anything like that.
No. I think that was perfect. And this because we just announced it yesterday, so maybe like it didn't reach to many people. But the thing is, this will be there on the Facebook. So what will happen? People will be able to see it afterwards as well, and they will be asking question in the thread, and we'll be able to answer. So
Yeah.
definitely, and maybe like in future, when we'll be aware what this club people they want. I mean, so we can have another session maybe in a month or two to guide them accordingly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dr. Engie. So thank you very much. It was really nice talking to you.
Thanks for offering me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.